add the marker. Oh man, it has been way too long since we were able to do this, but I mean, there was kind of the whole real life move thing, and then Legends Arceus came out, and you know, we kind of wanted to play that. And yeah, Skyridge is not very exciting, so we also kind of didn't want to do the stuff with that. I think I played up my draft a little bit too much with this. I did get a good trainer set, which is kind of what you want out of this set, but when it comes to the actual Pokemon in here, there's some, but there's not a lot which works in this format. Maybe the next format will be a little bit better for some of it, because we'll have a little bit more like discard synergy and whatnot. Just a little bit though. We'll see. Anyway, Skyridge itself is the last of the wizard sets. There's a bunch of not great cards in here. Aquapolis was definitely the power ceiling for this slot, but we'll go over the things anyway. Most of these we won't be seeing, but it's worth actually, you know, describing what we have around. So, Aerodactyl, you can turn off Pokebodies until the end of the turn if it's the active, which, yay, I suppose. Pokebodies haven't really come in very much yet, they're just like basic exoskeleton type stuff. There will be more as we go along, but for the most part it doesn't really do a whole lot. Its attack is also pretty bad. Alakazam is one I'm a little bit disappointed that I missed. I just wanted one of these. This is energy switch. Once, you know, like the swap your energies around, except it can also do it with special energy, so you can use this to actually move stuff like rainbow energy around as well. The attack is also quite significant. You can use it for a boost energy, and most decks in this era are 3 to 4 attachments in order to actually like do anything. So this is usually hitting about 60 damage, which is not insignificant in the slightest for just a boost attach, right? The Arcanine isn't particularly good. If you evolve into it from the hand, you can potentially get a bunch of energy onto it, but White Flames forces you to discard all the fire that's attached to it, so unless you are able to like recharge those with, I don't know, maybe Typhlosion, you're not going to get much out of it, and Typhlosion itself is probably just a slightly better attacker anyway, so yeah, not amazing. Articuno, just like the Zapdos from before, there's a Moltres that we'll go over as well. You can't actually directly attach water energy to this thing, you've got to do it from the discard, which is garbage. Articuno especially is going to suffer from this in the next set, because Swampert is a hand attach, not discard like Blaziken, so, you know. Also, Ice Cyclone is just Blizzard in another name, and if you flip tails, you do damage to all your stuff. Really terrible. Beedrill would be an excellent meme, but nobody has it, unfortunately. I think we've got like one copy each or something, and we just weren't able to swap them around. If you evolve into this from the hand, you auto paralyze and poison, which makes it really good with Super Scoop Up or Hyper Devolution Spray, which, you know, it'd be great. Its attack is also passable. It's cheap at the very least, so, you know, if you can flip even 2 heads, it's what, 30 damage? It's not amazing, but, you know, that's the average result. You could potentially get 100 out of this for 2, which is really cool. But we didn't pull it, so whatever. Crobat is something which we're not going to see this week, but Sai does have this on the back burner. Carry Off is a really cool ability, right? It's kind of like the Noctowl, but for Pokemon instead of trainer cards. So if you flip heads, you just look at the opponent's hand and shuffle one of their Pokemon cards back into the deck. Sometimes that's going to be really good. Sometimes it doesn't really do anything, but even just reducing the hand size can be good at times. Double Cross is also an intriguing way of doing this, you know, double hit type move, the slam attack, where if you don't flip any heads with it, you actually just auto confuse and poison the opponent, which is neat, to say the least. Dewgong's pretty bad. It does damage based on the retreat cost of the opponent, which is okay, but we've got a better Dewgong in this format anyway, so nobody cares. Flareon, unfortunately, the evolutions out of this one are all really bad, but the Flareon itself lets you... I mean, the Flareon, Vaporeon, and Jolteon all do this thing where they recover from special conditions if they attach like their type of energy to them, but Flareon is just... you know, you gotta discard an energy from 3 to do 40, only 50 if you discard a fire. 50 for free without a discard is the average that we'd be expecting, so it's just terrible. Fortress, the cool thing about this one is if you flip 2 heads, you'd like spread 20 to all of the opponent's bench, but for each tails you do spread 10 to yourself. However, the other Fortress, if we skip down a sec here, the grass one, also just reduces all damage to itself. Yeah, so this actually synergizes if you flip 1 tails with the Fortress and 1 hedge, you'll spread 10 to the opponent, but your Fortress on the bench would take 0 damage, which is pretty cool. Gengar would be an excellent one to look at if we actually had discard synergy, which the Haunter technically does, but there are no cards in this era which discard outside of Energy Retrieval and Super Energy Retrieval. And they go against the Gengar's effect here, where you actually want energy in the discard so you can effectively Gen 5 Ho-Oh is the thing I think of with this, the Rebirth ability, where it's like you automatically get a basic from the discard to your bench, but then for every coin flip out of 3 that you get heads, you get an energy from discard to attach to that Pokemon as well. So that could be really good if we actually had a decent target, and if we could discard. If we go into the Haunter real quick, we do actually have an attack here that discards 2 cards, draws up to 2 even, draws that many as well, but it's 3 energy to do 30 damage. It's super inefficient, and that's the only way we can discard like Pokemon and stuff here, so lame. I don't know. I don't think anybody pulled any Gyarados that I know of anyway, but if you evolve into this, then you can actually get like potentially 2 energy removals if you evolve from active. Dragon's Vengeance is kind of a neat attack as well. It synergizes well with Goldberry, where, you know, if you've got 7 damage counters on, you do 100 and then Goldberry recovers 40 of that. It's kind of fun. Houndoom is one we're going to see today because I actually do have this built. 1 dark, 2 colorless, it's a minimum of 30 damage, and if your opponent outbenches you, for every Pokemon they outbench you by, you do 20 extra damage. So the ideal situation is 1 Houndoom active doing the attacking, 1 Houndour or Houndoom on the bench getting charged up, and you're doing, you know, 40 if you attach a special dark, 60 for them having 2 Pokemon, 80 if they've got 3, etc, etc. You can hit like 100 damage on this thing against most decks without too much issue. So it's pretty fun. The Jolteon does damage to every bench Pokemon that has an energy card on them, so some decks you could punish for that, I guess. Carbotops, we might see this in Sandstorm. If it's the active, then neither player can evolve bench Pokemon. So this could actually potentially see play when we get Carbotops EX and go from there. I don't have the setup for it at the moment, but we'll see. Ledion is kind of cool because it's 0 retreat and does like a 50 go through everything, so this is an okay tech into grass decks, where, you know, you can punch through steel types and whatnot, even with metal energy. It's kind of fun. Machamp, a deck I wanted to build but just didn't quite manage to work out. This lets you ignore everything that isn't damage, like direct damage to this thing, which is kind of cool. And, I mean, Drag Off with a Strength Charm is good against the babies on the bench. Hurricane Punch is standard, just maybe a little bit too expensive, but still pretty cool. Magcargo, we're going to see one of this today as well, because I put this in my Entei deck. Fire Stream is an attack we're going to see next set in Blaziken, potentially, but it's 2 fire, 2 colorless, 60, discard 1 fire, spread 10 to all of the opponent's bench. That spread damage is really good for fixing math in the Entei deck. So we're playing one of that one. There is a fighting type Magcargo, but I don't think anybody pulled it, or nobody's caring about it anyway. If you evolve your active into this thing, you discard the top 3 cards of your deck and shuffle 3 basic energy from your discard into the deck. Opponent does the same thing. You could maybe try and use this with a Gengar, but you're shuffling the energy that Gengar needs to do its thing. So I don't know. Crushing Lava, 60 for discard fighting. Yeah, it's alright. Magneton, there's obvious synergy with the Electrode here, but Muck just shuts that deck down too hard. Electric Blast, you discard all the lightning that's on it if you choose to, and for each lightning you discard, you snipe 10 on the opponent's board somewhere. It's a little bit like Bronzong's Gold Rush or Rapid Strike Starmie. I don't know what the attack is called, but like you discard all this stuff and you snipe different damage on across the opponent's board. I think there was a Hooper that did that as well, maybe the GX one or something. But it's a cool attack. It's maybe a little bit underpowered for discarding all of your lightning, right? But it's cool. It's got 1 retreat, so there's that. The other Magneton over here is the opposite of the Houndoom, but the multiplier is only 10. So like you do 30 plus 10 for each Pokemon you overbench the opponent by. Unfortunately, most decks in this format will max their bench out without even thinking about it, so Magnetic Wave just doesn't do enough damage. There's some Rapid Spin style effects off of Bounce Off, but it's just not strong enough, to be honest. Moltres, vanilla 60, and discard if you flip Tails, but you can't attach directly to it, so it's lame. Nidoqueen is cool, but not really too useful on a stage 2 that doesn't have a good attack. It lets you search your deck for a card that evolves in your active and evolve that active once per turn, but unfortunately that just doesn't really do much, right? Because you got to set up a stage 2 to do it, and its attack is just bad, so nobody cares. Omastar I don't think anybody really pulled, but this prevents the active from being evolved, and also stops retreating. This is probably the better of the two between this and Kabutops, just because it's a consistent damage output, but I don't know. Piloswine we didn't really see, but even if we did, this thing is just a little bit too costly. Boost Energy could help for Trample here, but Trample does also hit your own bench, and we lost Transparent Walls, so I don't know about that one. Politoed, 3 attacks on this thing, kind of fun I suppose. Energy Splash lets you move 2 energy from this thing to the bench, so you can potentially use this with, again, boost energy as a thing. 70 is a respectable number, and then you keep the energy in play so that you could Pokemon Center or something next turn. That's kind of cool. Poliwrath, the one that I actually pulled, you discard an energy from it if it's the active and auto confuse. Confusion's really good in this format, not so much in the next one, but it's just a bit too hard to get set up really. Raichu would have loved to have actually seen more of this being pulled. For 2 energy, it's the Pichu, pretty much. 20 damage to each Pokemon in play that has a Pokebody or Pokepower, so that's cool. Lightning Storm's kind of whatever. Raikou, just like the Entei and the Suicune from before, you need to discard an energy if you want to attach a Lightning from your hand to this thing, which is really lame. And then if you decide to flip the coin, you discard all lightning energy attached to it if you get heads, and do 20 more for each one you discarded. It would be good if it didn't have the power, right? Rhydon, just way too expensive for a coin flip thing. Like, I can't even say use boost energy on this. Decent HP total though, so if you could somehow accelerate to it, that'd probably be alright. Starmie's a good one. Free energy on this thing, 40 damage, and attach a basic energy when you discard to one of your Pokemon. It's pretty good. Steelix has got the Charizard and Tyranitar thing where it turns all energy that's on it into metals, but it just doesn't do enough damage to compensate for its costs. Umbreon would be neat, but I don't think its attack is good enough to really justify it. It needs to be active, and I don't think we have good enough hit and run stuff to really work with that. Alright, there is a song coming on, it's just being very quiet. Yeah, its attack is just pretty bad, unfortunately, but it is ability locking of some sort, which is neat. Vaporeon makes you, if you flip heads, it makes you like move one of the opponent's energy around, which is not a good trick. Keeping their energy in play when you KO them is really bad. Wigglytuff has Do the Wave, but it's on a coin toss, and it doesn't even matter. It's terrible. Xatu's interesting, but I don't think there's ever good enough TMs that you could use this with. Attach any technical machine to this thing, so the idea is to use Aquapolis ones for like type specific dudes, or the Miracle Spheres that we'll get to later on, but none of them are good enough to really justify this kind of attack. So it's lame. And then I'm not even going to go through absolutely all of the stuff with it here, because most of them aren't worth it, but let's go through some of the at least interesting dudes. Mischievous has Gift of Spite, so for 2 energy you do 1 damage counter to the opponent's active for every Pokemon you have in play that has damage on it. So if you play this with Donphan in the previous set and Earthquake your board, then you'll do 5, potentially 6 damage counters on it. The problem is getting the energy in play because it's a 2 energy attack, but it's still not terrible. The Starmie that pairs with the other one has got Core Blast, so the same thing as like Golduck had, where it does more damage for each special energy the opponent has on them, which is, for a boost energy, is pretty good. Also, Water Gun scales really well if you're playing this with just a basic water deck. It does 10, 30, 50 for the attachments, so that's quite good. We have Buried Fossil, which is the way to play the original Fossil set at this point. It is a Pokemon, has an ability as well that you can like search a deck for Almanite Carpenter that's kind of neat, but it's mostly because it's a Pokemon, you can search this thing, so that's good, but it only has 30 HP, so be careful. Ditto has Rainbow Energy for every basic energy that is on it, and you basically steal the opponent's attacks, so it's very similar in nature to the original Ditto, but this one does it in a different way. Usually that's what Ditto tends to be good at doing, right? I mentioned the Fortress before, but this one's actually pretty cool just for attacking too, because it does 10 to each of the opponent's bench Pokemon for 2 energy. That's kind of neat. We have Golbat, which if you have boost energy is pretty strong, 30 plus 10 for each Zubat, Golbat, and Crobat on the bench, so you can potentially do 60 for just one attachment, which is pretty neat. I do not know why the Ditto was so mad, by the way. Anything else that's even cool in here? This is technically the final Kadabra that we have ever seen in the TCG. It is possible that they could print more now, but yeah, it's there, I guess. We've got Poliwag's attack that we're going to see today from Psy, because Sleep Bubble is actually copyable and is pretty good for Politoed. Otherwise, yeah, there really actually isn't anything else in here. There's Ursaring in a Hot Spring. That's cool, right? Rend would be good if it didn't cost 4 colorless energy. So then we get to the actual like trainer cards in here, and this is where the set actually starts getting mostly good. Ancient Ruins is an interesting one if you don't play a lot of supporter cards. You could just play an item-based draw in this option, in this like format. You've got 4-bill Teleporter, you've got Mail from Bill, we've got Mary as a possibility, a lot of stuff that we don't need a supporter for. And if you show your hand to the opponent and there's not a supporter in there, you can draw a card, so long as you haven't already played one from hand. So that could be cool. Speaking on supporters, we've got Relic Hunter, searches your deck for up to 2 supporter and or stadium cards. There's a really good stadium to search in here, but this just gets you, it's a little bit delayed, but this searches out whatever supporter that you want. Apricorn Maker searches for 2 trainers with ball in the name, except Balloonberry. And yeah, it's neat. You can get Master Ball, you can get the Pokeballs that are in this set too, which is Fastball, to top deck until you get an evolution card, show it to the opponent, put it into hand. If you're only playing 1 or maybe 2 evolution lines anyway, this is really good. Friend Ball, it looks at the opponent's field and searches your deck for a Pokemon of the same type as one of theirs. And Lure Ball would be really good if we had discard synergy. For each heads you choose an evolution card from your discard pile, put it into your hand. You can also search all of these and the Master Ball, which is your Great Ball equivalent nowadays, the stuff here. Yeah, so Apricorn Maker is pretty good. Crystal Shard is an interesting one for decks that are very heavily hit by resistance, like fighting decks. You turn yourself into a colorless Pokemon for 1 attack, so you get through what is usually a really bad resistance, right? Magnifier is currently in the format that would do the same thing, but next set that's rotated, so, Desert Shaman, super important card that Pepper's mad at because he didn't pull any of. Sorry, Pepper. You shuffle both players' hands into their decks and they draw up to 4 cards. This is Judge nowadays, except you can actually go under if you want as well, which might matter? I don't think there's anything that works on lower hand size here, but still. Fisherman makes it like one of a couple of instant, debuts here. It's super energy retrieval, but without the discard and on the supporter instead. 4 basic energy from your discard, put them into hand. Hyper Potion's terrible, we're not going to go into it too much here. It's discard a bunch of energy, heal minion amounts. And then we have, let's go over the non-TM stuff first, just to be sure. Mirage Stadium is super good. If a player tries to retreat during their turn, they flip a coin. If heads, they can retreat as normal. but if Tails, they can't retreat that turn. They don't discard any energy for it, but they can't retreat, which is super, super disruptive. A lot of decks will rely on actually being able to get that switch off, so very cool. We have Mystery Zone over here is somewhat neat. If you have an evolution card in your hand, you know, Fastball or something, you get the basic energy out of your deck, put it into hand, and then shuffle that evolution card back into deck. So that's kind of cool. Oracle is a super important card in this set. You choose 2 cards in your deck, shuffle the rest of the deck, and put those 2 cards on top of the deck in any order. This is Mallow in Expanded at this point, so that's pretty neat. Star Piece is one I think is really cool, but I just haven't been able to actually use yet. If you have a bench Pokemon that has 2 or more damage counters on it, you evolve it in between turns, and then discard the Star Piece. I think I would use this if I had Traveling Salesman to search for the tools, but I didn't pull that last set, so unfortunate. And then Underground Expedition, you look at the bottom 4 cards of the deck, 2 of those cards go into hand, the other 2 go back to the bottom of the deck in any order. Very strange card, but definitely intriguing. And lastly, Underground Lake. You get an Omanyte or a Kabuto from the discard pile onto the bench. This would be super good if we had discard synergy, which we don't right now. So it's a little bit hard to play this round, but when we can discard cards to the, you know, for other effects, this is going to be pretty interesting. So then we get the Technical Machines, and this set has got a ton of really weird ones. Numerical Spheres you can only attach to an evolution card of one of 3 different types, and they're basically they do menial things if sometimes decent things if you have multiple different types of basic energy on. Fire Force is awful, like the best it can do is 40 and heal 30, which is like, really? You do get both effects if you have all 3 types of energy on, but like, are you seriously going to have a fire, a lightning, and a fighting energy on something to do 40 confusion and heal 30? That's just garbage. Miracle Sphere Beta fares a little bit better. It's Water and Psychic, which is good for Starmie decks, and this is an energy removal if you have both of those on, but except it shuffles back instead, which is kind of crazy. The fire effect is pretty bad though, so we don't really care too much about that. Gamma over here is the one I think is actually the best. If you have water and lightning, you do 40 and spread 10, which I think is genuinely a good effect. But again, you've got to have this on an evolution Pokemon of that type, you know, water, grass, or lightning, and you've got to have a lightning, a water, and a colorless to do that, right? Sleep Poison's also pretty good though, so if you manage to get all of them on, then great. I'd use this with Ho-Oh, except Ho-Oh is not an evolution card, so you can't actually play it on the Ho-Oh. So, you know, it's pretty awful. Then we get 4 mystery plates. These do things based on the prize count the opponent has. So if they have a high prize count, like 5 or more, then this one searches for a trainer card, puts it into hand. That's great, but then you're probably going to get disrupted anyway. If the opponent only has 1 prize left, it does 3 different status conditions, which is kind of wild. But again, 1 prize left. Bit crazy on that one. Draw 3 if the opponent's got 5 or more prizes. Okay. It's not the worst effect ever, I guess. But this is only for 1 turn because all Technical Machines get discarded after use right now. If the opponent's only got 1 prize left, then you double energy remove them, which is, again, interesting, but 1 prize left. Like, how... You've got to build your deck around getting this at the right time, you know? Mystery Plate Gamma here is interesting if Clefairy's not in the format, so you could maybe argue for it next round, except we're not going to be able to search it, so whatever. Shuffle Draw 6 if you get it at the start of the game, but if the opponent's got exactly 2 prizes left, not 1, you devolve one of their Pokemon by bottom decking it. So, again, fun, but not really super good. And then the last Mystery Plate here, what is this one, Epsilon? No, Epsilon's the E, I don't know. Doesn't matter. Point is, it's bad. Search your deck for up to 3 basic energy for if they've got 5 or more. That's okay, I suppose. If they have exactly 2, then it max potions. It is Delta, okay. I keep forgetting on the stuff that I thought. No, Delta's the triangle, but whatever. Doesn't matter. Point is, it's like a max potion, I guess, if there are exactly 2 prizes, but it's just not good enough, really. Special energy wise, we've got one that's average, which is bounce energy over here. It's double colorless, but you gotta return the basic energy from the Pokemon you attach it to into hand, so We've got one really good one, which is Cyclone Energy. If you attach this active, the opponent has to switch their active out. They get to choose what comes in, so like right now it might not be the best, but next set when we don't have Double Gust, it's probably going to be decent. And then Retro Energy is terrible. If you have attached this to an evolution, you can discard the evolution from it and heal 20. Whoop-de freaking do, you can't even evolve this again afterwards, so I don't know. Maybe some cheese with Nidoqueen, like heal 20, devolve your active, Nidoqueen to re-evolve the active. It's garbage, I don't know. There's a bunch of crystals in here, but just like last time, they're not really worth talking about. You get a 1-turn type change if you attach like the right energy to them, but their attacks are just completely terrible. Charizard's worth a lot of money though, so I guess there is that. So yeah, that is this set. There's not really any promos worth talking about here because they're all getting rotated out anyway. So let's just go into what I'm actually going to play today, which I've been waiting to build this deck for literally the entire E-Series format. We're revisiting Entei today. It is indeed a me stream pick. Hello. So, Entei is something I have actually played a little bit before on this, but this is the like complete version of it, which is a shame because this rotates immediately after this set, but it's okay. When you play this down, you discard the top 5 cards of your deck. Any fire energy that you get there, you attach to your fire Pokemon in any way that you like, and then end a turn. So, with that, we're able to effectively accelerate like 2, 3, maybe even 4 energy to stuff as much as we want, and the attacker of choice is Macago. When this thing, its ability kind of doesn't matter, its main thing is the attack. You can discard any number of fire energy that you want from this thing and do 40 plus 20 for every fire you discarded. So if you're accelerating like 3 energy to this thing on the first or second turn, and then, you know, you get it out, you can do 100 damage without really breaking a sweat. It's very, very powerful. I am going to include one of my 2 copies of the new Macago as well, because Firestream does math fix quite a bit, as I mentioned before. So I do think this is very useful to have around. Eruption is also not awful. Both players discard the top card of their deck, and if there's any fire energy there, you do 20 more damage for each one that got discarded. So you might get to do 40 for this thing, but you're also discarding off the top of both players' decks. That's pretty cool. So, the thing is, we need to have fire energy on top of the deck. How are we going to do that? We have Oracle. So luckily I managed to pull enough of this that I could get the deck that had 2 of them and finish the collection off proper. So with this, we're able to guarantee that we get at least 2 energy off of the Howl from the Entei. And that's usually enough to get going. So just 1 Oracle plus the Entei and like a Slugma down is basically full combo. The rest of this is designed to sort of work around with what we have here. I've kind of custom built the rest of this. Most lists you would see at the time played like 2 metal energy instead of 2 of the fire. I don't understand why. That was not a good enough choice, to be honest. We have 3 Double Gust, we have the Dual Ball. You can't play Pokemon Fan Club in here because that directly benches the Pokemon, whereas Entei has to go from hand to the field in order to do its effect, so you have to be able to search it with this instead, unfortunately. So we've got my 2 copies of that. We've got 2 Copycat. Copycat is really good in the format that has Cleffer, because most of the time Shuffle Draw 7 is going to happen, and then you can Copycat at Shuffle Draw, so it's really good. We've got 2 copies of Town Volunteers to recover the energy that we're going to be discarding for our attacks. We've got 2 Focus Band, as many as I pulled basically. Focus Band lets you survive, especially the water techs like Mantine that was around in the other like decks and stuff at the time. Especially Scizor tended to bring that one in, so yeah, this lets you potentially survive that, and if you can get 1 more attack off with your Lava Flow, you're usually winning that game, so very powerful. 3 Double Gust, it's down from 4 unfortunately that I used to play, but that's because we've got like the consistency engine stuff here now instead, so I think this is fine. And then we've got triple scoop up, because we often get into situations where we want to reuse the Entei, and scoop up is the best way of doing that. So we don't want to scoop up a Macago, but we can scoop up Entei and get it out of the active. As far as the other stuff, I've got 3 Mary and 2 Bill to go with the Oracle here as well. The other thing about Oracle that we'll see down below, you can just search any 2 cards you want out of your deck, and then put them on top, use a draw 2 card, and you've just double computer searched, right? Very, very powerful stuff. Mary is especially good for this deck because shuffling 2 cards from the hand back into the deck, which is usually a pretty big downside, is very good here because we're going to shuffle the fire energy back into the deck, and that lets us get Entei to do more, more damage basically, or not even more damage because it doesn't actually attack that way, but it lets you have a higher chance of getting more energy with its howl. So if you just draw like 4 or 5 energy or something, Mary lets you use 2 of those as a draw. Really, really good stuff. Entei's attack is also pretty respectable. 60 for free energy, discard 2 of them. Like, that's not terrible. It does come up, 60 is a good number. So yeah, very, very strong deck overall. Also, this Clefairy's coming in because it's a draw 2, right? So you can Oracle and then draw those 2 cards for your attack. It's a little bit slow, but it's better than bricking, So pretty solid stuff. The second deck I want to play here is Houndoom, and this one is using the Lonely Fang that we mentioned before. So if you underbench the opponent, you do 20 extra damage for each Pokemon they have more than you. So you have 1 on your bench because you want a backup attacker. They have 3 as a standard, as the description here says, and you do 70. 80 if you have a special dark on it. This hits pretty good numbers pretty quickly, and between Sai, Pepper, and myself, we managed to get 3 copies of it, so we have them all here to show off now. I have 1 copy of this Houndoom that I traded for the Dark Houndoom deck before, and this one's pretty good too. You trade in your fire energy for darkness energy, and also for Black Fang, you flip for each darkness that's on it and do extra damage for each heads that you get. Very strong with the effect of special darkness as well. You can have a baseline of 60, potentially up to 90 here. Really, really scary. Otherwise, we don't want a lot of Pokemon on a bench for this thing, so we've just got the bare minimum here, the Clefairy's, and my 1 copy of Pichu that I traded for before. Pichu's really good against a lot of decks that just rely on having Pokemon powers, right? So we don't have any of those, so that's really good. We also can't really play Muck because we need to have as few Pokemon on the bench as possible. So Pichu's just really good for getting extra damage in. As far as the actual engine and stuff goes here, it's the same. We're going to go with the Oracle thing here. I've got Oracle, 4 Bill, and 2 Mary in this deck, so we've got more chances to use this as a computer search. 2 Fan Club, I do have 3, but you don't generally want to play that many Pokemon down, but you do need to be able to get like a couple going at the start, so Fan Club is still reasonable. I have Relic Hunter in here to actually search for the Fan Club if I want to. Got 3 copies of this in my arsenal, so that's what we're going to do. And the Stadium card here, we're going to play one in the Mirage Stadium too. One of the ways to try and get around this sort of thing is to retreat away from it, right? And to put up like a baby Pokemon or something that was always going to get KO'd. This might stop the opponent from retreating. Also stuns a lot of decks that rely on Dodrio, so that's pretty good. And then the last one is Desert Shaman. I have 4 copies of this, but I'm going to try 3 in the 1 Copycat, because Copycat is still really good against Clefairy, right? But Desert Shaman, I think, is actually just disgusting, and if you can stun the opponent to a low hand size, that often gives you enough time to get this free energy attack in play. So I think this is really cool too, and we should hopefully be able to see it do some decent work. It's going to be a weird one, but I think it should be worth it. Alright, so with that all said, let's get a drink real quick, and then we'll move into the arena. And as for how I'm doing, I am doing decent enough. Alright, let's bring ourselves out here. Get to, where's my Discord? Discord. Alright, sorry about that, Leo.
No worries, I played a different deck for the first one.
It's all good.
I brought out Jump Off.
Fair
And I
dues.
just got a brick. I got several brick hands in a row, so it's like, yeah, my clever's dead game.
Yeah, sounds about right. Alright, Leo, do you want to, since we've got ourselves set up here, do you want to shift into a different room and we'll let these guys go for a bit?
Sure. I'll go here.
Alright, hello. It's been a little bit.
It's been a long time.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, real life moving does that a bit, but we're back now, so we can keep going with the stuff here. This ought to be an interesting one. This is like the 1 week that this deck is available to play, so hopefully it actually does something respectable here. And yeah, I have a basic at least. We have this neat little set up 6 prizes button now as well, so we can just do that with the deck too, which is really cool.
I also have a basic. You want to flip for it?
Yeah, okay, what would you like?
Tails.
Alright, it'll be heads, so I guess I'll be going first once you've got your prizes down. I love that just, like, it looks so neat. Alright, are you putting anything else down, or are you, this is just that?
It goes like here.
Yeah. Alright. Let's see what we can do. Oh, you've got the bat. Alright. This ought to be interesting. Okay. So, you've got 5 in hand. Yeah, I think we'll start. We'll play Bill. So I'll draw 2. It doesn't really do what I need, but okay. I do have a fire, so we will attach that down. This thing doesn't do status, so not immediately anyway, so I will be fine to put focus band down on this thing. Yeah, let's get Slugma. I might as well get this Clapper down as well. Just thinking what's gonna give me the best odds of doing what I want here. I think playing Copycat is fine here. So this will be a shuffle draw 5 because you've got 5 in hand.
Mm-hmm.
So that is what we shall do. Get a 5. Okay, that's not exactly what we need, so we'll use Elm instead then. So I can't play Trainers after this, but this will be a Shuffle Draw 7. So we will do that. Go ahead. Oh dear, okay.
Going to touch energy.
Yep.
There's a shaman.
Ooh, okay, so we will both shuffle draw 4, or up to 4. So I will take that 4.
Same here.
Oh, I should have flared. Whatever, doesn't matter. Just realizing I could have actually attacked. Yep. I'm too used to the modern game where you can't attack going first.
Right. I can't evolve on my turn.
You can't evolve yet, no.
Alright. Well, I'll just wing attack for 10.
Yep. Yeah, I should have hit you for 10 as well, but I didn't, so it's all good. Okay. This might actually get things going. We will play Dual Ball. So we'll flip 2 coins. Do get 1 head, so I will get 1 basic Pokemon from my deck to my hand. And whoa, okay, that is not a good set of prizes, but we do have an Entei, so I can at least get that. Okay, I'm not going to shuffle up just yet because I do have Oracle to play here as well. So, search your deck for any 2 cards, shuffle the rest of the deck, and put those 2 cards on top of the deck afterwards. So we'll do that, shuffle up, and I might as well discard this now, even though it does go until the end of turn because the Entei is getting benched now. So with the Entei, I'll use its ability, we'll cut the top 5 from the deck. Any fire energy that are here, I attach to fire Pokemon in any way that I want. Oh, wow, this is kind of unlucky, but whatever. Doesn't matter, they get discarded. This, I suppose, you're gonna poison me next turn anyway, right? Yeah, I suppose I'll just put them both on the Entei itself, and that ends my turn for doing so. Go ahead. Yeah, the Entei also ends my turn whenever I use that power, so... Mm-hmm.
Grass energy.
Yep. Okay, so which one are you flipping for what here?
Zubat for...
So, you want to flip Zubat first?
Yes.
Sorry, because we had this conversation last time where you've got to actually choose the Pokemon you're flipping for, so...
Yeah, because I can't evolve Nidorino. I
you
just
can't. You could search for the Nidoqueen. That's why it matters which way round you do the coin stuff here. So it's like, you want to flip for the Zubat first and then the Nidorino, or do you want to do it the other way around?
The Zubat first.
Okay. So yeah, just do them one at a time because it'd be easier to. All right, and now for the Nidorino, because it's heads on that. So we'll. Alright, you just get both, so you can get Nidoqueen and one of the Golbat Crobat line. It's pretty good.
Pretty lucky.
Yeah. Ah, that one. Okay.
What? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, because I can only attack with this. The other one needs 3.
Yeah.
3 energy.
That's fair. Yeah, it's got like Poison Sound Wave or something, but that's not as good here, I don't think, is it?
Alright, going to poison by this attack damage.
Right, so they'll do 10, it'll poison me, so I might as well just put to 30 at this point, and then we'll bring the poison thing in here as well, and there's no damage for you to heal, so... Okay, not amazing, but I think... Yeah, not amazing for me, I mean. Okay, I think I can do something reasonable here. It's not quite the way that I wanted to do this, but I mean, I kind of did just discard 2 Makago, so I guess we've got to do it this way around. I'm going to play Scoop Up to discard all the stuff that's on here and bring the Slugma back into hand.
Yeah.
So we'll use that to get the Entei out. I will put third energy on this thing, and because it's got only 60 HP, we're going to use the Searing Flames. Discard 2 of my fire, do 60 for the knockout. So we'll take out the Golbat here.
That was... yeah. That was very cool.
There's another neat little thing that we can do now. If this blue button over here just lets you automatically just remove all of the energy from the well at once.
I wonder what that was.
Pepper's been doing a lot of amazing work here, so... Yep. So, go ahead. Yeah, it discards 2, so I can't do that consecutively, but I think that was worth it.
Definitely.
Yep. So there's the Nidoqueen. 110 HP on this thing.
Energy. Gonna copy that.
So shuffle draw 4. Yeah, Desert Shaman is weird with copycat. I've been finding in my own testing stuff. It's like it's hard to play the two together. In the end, that 10 damage I didn't actually matter because I got the one shot. But I think that other Golbat's got 70 HP though, right? So I still should have used Flare, but you would have healed it now.
Yeah.
So, doesn't matter. Ooh, okay. So what do you want in then?
Let me get Slugma.
Yep.
Sure.
Yeah, because you don't have anything to switch out, so I don't get a choice, but that is fine.
And Professor Elm.
Ooh, that's a really good 4 there to get Elm and Double Gust. That's pretty good. Yeah.
Nice. Alright. Oh man, I gotta start all the way over. That's fine. That down. And I guess I'll just send it there. Can't attack.
Yeah, can't attack and can't use any more trainers because of Elm, so... Okay. Yeah, I think this is probably right to do first. I'm gonna play Town Volunteers, so... I do have 5, I know that much, because I discarded 2 Makago, which is not great, so we're gonna get that and the free fire energy back here. I have to get 5 if I have 5, so even if I wanted to not for some reason, that's not a thing here. Okay, and then I guess I'll put down another Slugma, and we're gonna play Entei again. Don't have the Oracle this time to do it, but we're gonna still cut top 5, and we're gonna see if I can get energy and not discard all my Makago this time. Oh, that's the ticket. There we go. Alright, where do I want to put this then?
My little brother's calling. 1 second.
Okay. Well, I'm not getting KO'd next turn, so... Right, so I milled the top 5 of Entei. I got 4 energy off of that. So we're going to put 2 on the Entei here, and we're going to put the other 2 on the Slugma. And that ends my turn.
Oh, I thought you were going to switch out and attack again.
I can't. Entei ends my turn once I use its power.
Oh, it was his power that you got.
Yeah.
There.
I used the power, so I cut the top 5 out of my deck. 4 of those 5 were fires, so I can put them on my fire Pokemon in any way I want, and then end the turn straight after. So, yep.
Gotcha. All right. Well, man. Guess I'll just
Ooh. Okay.
breeder straight into Nidoqueen down here.
Yeah.
Honestly, I should have done it another way. Okay. Alright, so basically, Nidoqueen can survive 2 hits. That's fine.
Yeah, she's pretty big.
I'll just put energy on this guy down here
Okay.
and call it a day.
Alright. We will draw. Oh, that's pretty good. Okay, we're gonna play Oracle. Just make sure I get get this right for what I want. And I'm gonna just do one quick shortcut here because I've got Bill as well, so rather than put the 2 cards on top of the deck, I'm just gonna like add them to hand with the Bill here instead, because that's effectively what's gonna happen off of it. So yeah, I'm looking at these prizes, like what I can see that's prized right now, and these prizes have been pretty horrific, but whatever. Alright, so I'm going to play both of these this turn anyway, so we'll evolve the active to Makago and we'll use Elm as the other card here. So we'll get our shuffle, draw 7. That does get us an energy, and we will Lava Flow for 40. I'm not going to discard any energy here. So
Okay.
yeah.
So,
So I get to yeah. So I get to choose to discard any number of energy that's on this thing and do 20 extra damage for each one I discard. But it has a baseline of 40, and that's good enough for right now. So.
Alright, Crobat.
Yep.
Use the ability.
Okay, so it's coin toss. Okay. My hand is safe this turn.
Just left it now. That's all I got.
Okay, so my turn. Alrighty. Fantastic. Okay, let's go ahead. I need to do 80 in order to get the knockout, so I'll put the energy down. I'm gonna have to discard 1 for the attack as well to do the 80 here. We're gonna put a focus band down, and yeah, Lava Flow, discard any number, so we'll discard 2 to do 40 plus 40 to secure the knockout on the Nido Queen here. So I had 4 fire because I attached 1 for turn, and then yeah, we've discarded 2 so I could do 80.
Right. Alright. Going to go down this reason.
Ooh, yeah, okay. Oh, I can. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense for your deck.
Do I have to show my evolution card first though? Or show the energy I'm searching?
Yeah, the way that this is worded, you show the basic energy first, and then you show the evolution. You put it back in deck. So you get your energy out the deck, and then you show the evolution as you put it back in deck.
That's kind of weird. You would think it'd make you show the evolution first.
You would think, yeah, it would probably make more sense if it was like show the evolution and then get the energy for that, but yeah, okay.
Anyway,
So
here's the evolution.
yep, so that goes back in.
That's going straight to
the Crobat, okay.
That's it.
Okay. I was thinking you were gonna Eek, but fair dues.
Actually, I should have, honestly.
Do you want to? If you want to shift the energy up and use that instead, that's probably...
I completely forgot he was my active Pokemon.
Yeah, so get your 7.
So,
Yep, okay. No, it makes a lot more sense, I think, here, because if you don't get an energy next turn, then you can't even attack, which would be rough. I know, it puts you... Go on. What were you gonna say? I interrupted you.
No, you good. I was saying that would be game over.
Yeah.
Basically.
Pretty much. Okay, so I need to attach active if I want to actually attack here, because I did discard too many energy otherwise, so we'll do that, and I will attempt my attack. Do get it, so we will Lava Flow for 40 and take the knockout here. There's no point in discarding anything because, yeah, the coin toss was to attack, so...
Alright.
Okay. Alright, so it's your turn.
Draw a card.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna try something. I'm gonna parry off first.
Yeah.
And then we'll do that.
Okay.
So if I de-evolve him and then re-evolve him, I can carry on again?
Yeah, you'd be able to. Ooh.
Alright.
Okay.
Retro energy.
Right.
So where'd
hang
it
on,
go?
let me have a look about it. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Okay, you're up to 2. So you can, yeah, alright. So you'll be discarding this one for the retro energy. This discards the top Crobat.
Yep.
Right, you're gonna need to use the Nidoqueen for it though, because you can't evolve something you've devolved in the same turn, right? So you're gonna need to use the Nidoqueen and get one from deck to get the Crobat now.
Yeah, that was a plan.
Yep. So okay, so Evolution Helper, and that's really cool actually.
Thanks. And
Yeah, I was making sure I was understanding the situation here as well. I wasn't trying to like be patronizing or anything. I was just like, yeah, I'm just making sure I know what's going on with this as well. Because yeah, this is not something I expected to see. It's really neat.
alright, so now we're gonna try it again.
Yeah. Wow.
Good. Bad luck.
Such a cool play, and it just wasn't allowed to yield any results. That's unfortunate.
It's all good. Alright, guess we can do this.
Relic Hunter. Okay. Yep. So I'll bring it up for the folks here. Set your deck for up to 2 supporter and or stadium cards. Show them to the opponent. Put them into your hand.
Copycat and also search for this card too.
Oracle is really good. Yeah.
Alright. 2 and I'm immediately using Copycat.
You can only play 1 supporter per turn.
Well, that was a solo support.
Relic Hunter is
yeah.
a supporter card, yeah. This is why they stay out until the end of turn in this era, I guess.
That's fine. Yeah, I will. Guess I'll just end my turn. No, I can retreat for a 0.
You can, yeah.
Mm,
Crobat does not have a retreat cost.
I don't want to get blown away.
That is a very real danger right now.
Yeah, let's just do that. Alright, now I am okay.
Okay. We will draw. Alright, since there's a danger of actually losing this to the Crobat here, I'm going to evolve into the Macago just now. We're going to attach to that one, get this set up, and we will Lava Flow for 40, I guess. Yeah, that's... do I want to do that? No, actually I'm going to hit for 60. I'm going to discard 1 energy and do 60 damage to the Nidoqueen here. So I'll move this damage up. Yep.
Carry off. Hopefully I can get it. Please.
Oh my god. Wow. 4 in a row.
Fine.
Yikes.
Ooh.
Okay, right. So what are you after? Like, what are you switching in?
Question is, Who can I kill the fastest? If I get lucky on double cross, I can obliterate Entei.
Yeah, you can take
I
out
can also
either.
you can take a hit from Entei too.
Yeah.
Alright, give me this Entei right here.
Okay, and then yeah, I have to switch it out. Right, Makago's Magma Pool thing, if I remember this right, yeah, if it's your active and moves to the bench, I have to take an energy off of it and attach it to the new active Pokemon. So unfortunately, backfires a little bit here. I'm gonna have to put this on the Entei. Not that I want to, because that's cutting my energy down a bit, but you know, whatever. I haven't got a choice.
It's to my benefit.
Yep.
And then I will. Let's see. I'll go ahead and just copycat. Just cut. No. I will choose Oracle instead.
Yeah.
I like my hand.
Sounds pretty good.
Top 2 cards. This one I think.
So these ones you do not show me. Just make sure that you get them in the right order that you want them on the top of the deck. Right, yep.
Alright.
Cool.
We're gonna double cross for hopefully knockout.
Oh, you got it. Nice. That's really big. Alright, so yeah, here's the thing. Hit the blue button and they all go away immediately. It's really cool. Alright, so you've got your prize. I guess we're bringing in that. Yeah, okay. Not exactly what I was hoping to see there, but you know, it's fine.
What's the script on it?
Yeah. It's if I didn't discard, I would have actually been able to still attack there, so it's probably my bad for doing that, but it's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, I'm going to play Mary, so I will draw 2 and then put 2 cards to my hand back on top of the deck. And then shuffle the deck up. It's not, I don't get to keep the cards and then at the top, it's just, that would be so busted actually. Imagine I just put 2 fire energy back on top of the deck and just immediately Entei them out. That would be so good, but that's not how it works. Okay, I do have another one, so I am going to go for another Mary here. That is pretty good. Okay. Let's do that and that. Shuffle ourselves up. Of course, after I've used my draw 2s is when I get the Oracle, but you know, such is life. I think we will still be alright with that. Yeah. So do that, get those on top. I will attach to Makago, and I don't usually use this many in one game, but I will drop a third Entei here. This is not usually how many I want to be using, but that's a difficult discard, but okay. Unfortunately, that has to go, but I do get the fire energy before my turn ends. So we'll go 1, 2, and 3. Go ahead.
Alright. Draw a card. Let's see. Yeah, double Makago.
Yeah, both of these are attack ready at this point, which is good.
Okay, I'll switch. Double guess
Yeah,
one more time.
alright. Wow, which one do you want?
You know I want that Entei.
Okay, yep. That's the third. That's really good. It's helpful when you've got something that has 0 retreat, right? So
Maybe I should have gone with the Macargo, but no, the Macargo is gonna kill me if I.
yeah, it's like if you don't double heads, then it probably kills you.
Yeah. So I will.
Yeah, Oracle was last turn, so you do still have a supporter here.
I was a bit confused because I have another Oracle in my hand.
This is also again why the supporters stay in play until the end of the turn. I really don't quite understand why they removed that in Gen 5. It was so silly.
Makes sense to me. Alright, so. Oops, keep that here.
Oracle is such a good card. My word.
I didn't realize how good it was until. Well, until just now.
Mm-hmm.
Alright,
Shuffle up first.
Oh, yeah. Alright. See if we can get luck. Oh, carry off. We gotta carry off once.
Yep. Oh my god. Wow. Just get the bad coin flips out of the way now so you can... Okay, so 40 is this one.
40.
Fair enough, fair enough. Alright, we will draw. 6, okay. Okay, I think I need to try and actually get this going here. We are going to scoop up the Entei. So, bring that back to hand. We'll get... Does it matter? I'm just trying to think, do I need the focus band or not right now? Probably yes, so we'll do that. What am I on? 14 left in deck? It's not a lot. Let's attach. So there is 4 on this thing now. I'll be down to 2. Yeah, I think it's probably good to copycat here. Shuffle, draw 6. Because that's what you got in hand, right? Yeah. Okay, and then I guess I need to discard 3. Oh, I need to discard 3 because this thing's got 90 HP. Yeah, so that's what we'll do. We'll discard 3 to do 100 damage total and knock out the Crobat here.
Oh,
So,
okay.
yeah, 40 plus 60 because I've done the KO. So we'll take our prize and. Right, see what you can do. Yep, I figured that's the other thing I've been doing with Oracle in my own testing. It's like, okay, Oracle for one card I want next turn, and Bill for the top of the deck. It's been really nice. Ooh, okay. I will be using this as well then. So, I think at this point I probably just want to take 5 fire energy and put them back into deck, right? Because my biggest danger here is running out of energy on my board. So,
Makes sense to me.
So 2 Zubat, 2 Crobat, and the grass energy. Okay. Right, and that stops you playing trainers for the rest of this turn as well, right? Yeah. Ah, you see, no, that is the playlist, you know, doing its work.
I can still use the Mystery Zone effect, right?
Yes, because that's already in play.
Yeah, I think I misplayed. I should have copycat first and then played. No,
Well, if you
I don't.
copycatted, you might not have redrawn the capsule, huh?
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah. But if I want to live, I want to at least copycat to some kind of basic.
That's fair.
My problem
Yeah.
was, my problem was when I looked at my deck, I only had like 2 basics left.
Oh no. Yeah.
Yeah, it was one Nidoran girl and one Clefairy.
Yikes.
So I was like, yeah, everything else was in my powers. All right, yeah, that's game. Can't do anything.
Yeah.
I also should have been attaching energy this whole time to Nidoqueen.
Potentially.
Because I could at least bank on some extra hits. It wouldn't have killed, but
Sure. These things are pretty brutal. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. If you've not got another basic, I can effectively show I do have a double gust in hand. So. No matter which way around this goes, because the energy has to go, this is effectively a game without even having to, like, ding anything else, because you've got to switch in one of my dudes, the energy goes to it, and then I can hit for 60 with this guy.
yeah.
That was scary, though, I'm not gonna lie. My
Yeah, it took
pride...
a long time to set up.
Yeah. My prizes were horrendous. Like, 2 of my Entei were prized, and I think I had like 3 draw cards in there as well. It was just awful. But when I discarded 2 Makago off of that first Entei, I was like, oh no, this is like worst case scenario over here. But managed to get away. I mean, the second Entei was insane though. Putting 4 energy off of that was ouch, you know. GG's though, that was really close. Like, it's closer than the prizes made it look, because it was just pretty fragile in terms of the board state. There was a lot of times where, you know, double heads would have just instantly ended me sort of thing, you know.
Yeah. Let's see, I can play it one more time and then probably hop off.
Alright, do you want to play against the other thing I have set up here, or do you want this one again?
Yeah, let's play the other setup.
Right,
Sure what that
okay.
is.
I'll throw that over there real quick. Yeah, because that is like the, if you will, the meta deck for this round. I've been wanting to play that ever since we drafted Neo Revelation. Don't forget your stadium.
Oh yeah.
54.
Oh, y'all are done?
You've got cards in your hand as well, right?
Yeah.
You need to drag those back as well. Hello.
The one
We've...
in
I
y'all's
may have
game.
cheesed out of the game a couple of times.
Oh dear.
Beat it.
Well, Leo's essentially got one more game in him, so unless somebody else wants to play him real quick first, I can move if you want, or I've got my other deck out here if I'm happy to play.
I'll play him.
All right, I'll move. Go. Where's the thing? Up top. Change color. Yeah, I'll move out of the way so you can get to that, because it's probably just as easy. Entei was.
It isn't the miserable Murkrow Faint attacks your Poliwags to death deck, don't worry.
Alright.
That's kind of what happened last game.
Oh dear. Well,
Locked in a sleeping Aerodactyl.
Well, I guess we'll shift over to the other room then. Sai?
Yep.
Yes.
Alright, let me just make sure which one of these actually is that I need to hang in.
Probably in the same position as Leo myself. Just lack of sleep.
Yeah, okay, this is the one I need to play, because we have already played the main thing here, and not that I am like against playing it again, because I would not mind it, but I do want to show this deck off as well. So yeah, so my
I have
first
an option for you if you want to face something different.
it's up to you.
Yeah.
It depends, because I mean we can show the frogs deck on the video here as well if you want, or we can just do this one like first. It's up to you.
We did have a stream with frogs though, so
We
let's do
did,
something
that's
a bit
true.
different.
Okay. We can always make, show the idea of it after. Alright. So we'll draw 7. I do have a basic. Okay. Use our handy dandy set up 6 prizes thing as
So I believe this is also rotating, right?
everything that's before expedition goes, so. Alright,
Heads.
well, heads it is. Yep, alright. Ah, I see, you are also a man of culture. Good old Fampy over here. That's really bad against what I have here, actually, fuck. Okay, yep.
I need one of those. That probably also makes sense.
You got
Just
the
gonna
bills
build them
out.
into hand.
Yep, that's fine. I'll shuffle that up then. Oh yeah, okay. Okay, this is like equal parts good and bad for me here, I guess.
Alright, pass.
Mostly on the bad side. Alright, let's see what we can do. Honestly, I am not sure if the answer is good or bad with it here.
The first game Pepper tried playing an Alakazam deck against me and that did not go well against this.
I don't think this is going to go too well for me either in terms of... But then this is unfortunately kind of a slow start as well. Okay, I think we're just going to have to take this a bit slower then. We're going to play Relic Hunter here. Not exactly the way that I want this to go, but... Okay. Yeah, I think that's what we're gonna go for. We're gonna go for Fan Club and Mirage Stadium here.
Yeah, that makes sense with what I have on the board.
Yep. So that's got to go back in hand because I can't play that at the moment. We're gonna play the stadium down.
Probably should have retreated into this thing last turn, but
Maybe, although I would
baby
get
protection's a thing.
Yeah, and I'm gonna have to put the focus band down on this as well. I think to stand much of a chance here.
Glimwood Tangle, please.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for the draw too. Do get it? Okay, so maybe I get something good next turn. I don't know. All right.
Oh, hi.
Okay.
Why did that fly so far?
That's
Sorry.
a good question. That's alright. Easy enough to put them back.
Breeder. Oh, oops.
Yeah,
That does not evolve into that.
That is not a valid target.
Now the eternal question: Oracle Bill or Copycat? Well, we're gonna attempt this first.
Okay, no retreating this turn. Yeah, so you're gonna have to. Yup. Yeah, that unfortunate situation. Going second with a very, very slow standing hand does not yield any good results here. That's okay. I mean, it happens. This is also kind of experimental as well. So yeah, again the Dawn Fan. All right, Dawn Fan with Rainbow. I mean, it is the guaranteed bid, isn't it? So it's just a case of if that last card in hand is the Double Gust, that is.
We pass. It's Copycat.
Okay. Oh, right. Okay. I don't think I knew that, but okay.
I did say the eternal question.
I suppose, yeah. Okay, well, I mean, plus side I survived. Downside, Donphan is gonna absolutely destroy me. Because my deck is weak to fighting. Yeah, this is gonna be bad. It's all good though. We might be able to think of something here. Right, because I think the only way around this really is we're gonna have to just get the boys out. I'm thinking from here, like, what the hell do I even do? I mean, it seems kind of bad, but given how fast these things are going to get knocked out, I think I need to actually bench more here, because one of them might stand a chance of surviving. You know?
Maybe.
Just where do I even go from here? I need an energy attachment. That much is for sure. Yeah, I think I would have to play without knowing about the whole like copycat bit here. I'm gonna have to just play the Elm because I need an attachment. Because if I don't get it, okay, that's not bad. Let's go ahead and attach one here. And looking at the hand, trying to Ek is probably okay. Alright, well, we do get it, so this is going to be a monster copycat off of your side, but I have to play without the knowledge of, like, knowing it's there, because that's, yeah.
The top deck was...
Oh, you would have had it anyway, okay, fair enough. So this is 8.
How many is it? 8?
8, yeah, because I elmed, played 1 card, and then drew 2, so...
Alright, let's try our retreat check for this.
Nope. Mirage Stadium is surprisingly good. I
think this is actually... There's 2 reasonable options here. It's build up to double stab. Or, Eek. Might as well at least put the pressure on with the Eeks.
Yep. Give it a go. Yep, got it. Alright. It's not bad.
See if we can get a double gust going.
Yeah. Okay. So where do we go from here? This is a very weird one right now. It's like I have a few things I kind of want to do, but I don't really know the best way around it. I suppose we... it's gonna be so bad when Double Gust actually like does the thing here. I want to just attach to it and like no fear it because I think that's the way I win here, but yeah, Double Gust immediately like ends the entire like career. It's so bad. Oh dear. Okay, I'm actually gonna try and retreat first. Okay, that seems fair because I actually also have Double Gust here.
Alright, what do you want in?
I do believe... Yeah, I have to choose. So, we are just going to bring the Donphan in here.
I think the reasonable take's probably going to be one of these.
I think so as well, but...
I should probably take the one that has the easiest to get ability to attack.
Yeah. Fun fact, I only have 1 copy of this one, otherwise I'd probably be playing more of it rather than an uneven split here, but it's fine. Like, it works, but... right, we're going to be putting that down. And I am going to play Oracle. This is not an Oracle bill, unfortunately, but just playing Oracle to set up for next turn is probably still okay. So let's do that. Go ahead.
Alright. Attempt to retreat? Oh wait, no.
Why?
I'm an idiot. Right, this thing isn't. Sorry, used to everything having 0 retreat.
No, it's fine, it's fine.
I will be. Just give me a second.
Yep. That's gonna do it. Yeah, GG. I can't play out from this. Yeah, I get one shot. What else can I say, unfortunately?
That was my problem.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter because getting one-hit KO'd is a thing that happens. I could have played one of the Neo ones. They only have 40 HP, so it's a little bit rougher on that aspect, but I mean, yeah, Donphan is not necessarily the thing that you expect to be in, and plus, going second, nothing I could do on turn 1 anyway, so it was not a good situation for me at all. That's not really
I'll get this spread out then.
That's not really a good show of this deck at all, though. I would want to actually play at least one game against something that's, you know,
Pepper's probably up for it.
Yeah. It's like this doesn't get to show anything about what this deck can do, unfortunately.
My current problem is I'm having eye strain right now and my eyes are watering.
Yeah.
So, this is updated with some of the newer tools that we have.
Yeah. It's neat. Definitely is neat.
This could have also been a big problem if I had it out.
Could have been annoying, yeah. Yeah, really the issue obviously is just, I just get one shot before I get to evolve, and the fact if I need free energy and there's not really any way of accelerating that energy, yeah, there's basically nothing I can do, unfortunately. But every deck has got its counters, and hey, if Donphan is your one thing that way, then so be it, right? Because Donphan's awkward against a lot of other matchups, so...
Self-damage is useless for this deck, fortunately.
I mean, my hand was gonna be pretty insane if you didn't end up, like, nuking me immediately with it there, because I was gonna draw into the Houndoom. I had like double scoop up in hand as well as the owl and everything. If you didn't kill that Houndour, then that Donphan was completely ruined. Like, it was just over for it. So even with
Death or glory.
even with the setup there, it was just like, yeah, that was almost disastrous for it. So, you know. That is cool though, for sure. That's like the jump off I always thought was neat. It's just, yeah, I mean, you know this one already, so the only difference really was just the Macago split again. So I might as well say in the first bit, like, my game against Leo, I prized 2 Entei, which was already like, oh no. But my first Entei after an Oracle milled 2 Macago. I was like, oh my god, this is like actually the worst.
Pain.
But I got 1 Town Volunteers off, and then blind Entei'd, if you will, after that, and I hit 4 out of 5 with Dual War being the other one that I milled. So I was like, yep, back in, you know.
That'll definitely get the job done.
I managed to snip the Golbat because he played the 60 HP one as well. I managed to snip that with Entei before I got into Crobat, so that was pretty good. I think that set my tempo up quite a lot. But yeah, I mean, there's not a lot to say. This deck is insane. It can brick, as you well know, but I mean, every deck can, but like this one more than a lot because 20 energy is in this deck, but everything else is just like actually insane. Hey, Azure.
I find bricking's a lot more difficult now that we have Oracle Bill, and we can just go get what we need a lot of the time.
Yeah, I mean, it is a bit of a shame that Bill is out the format after this, right? We don't have the item-based draw to rely on for it.
And shame it's a while until we get the supporter draw 3s.
Yeah, slightly. I mean, we've got Birch next round, which is really good. Draw until 6, so that's probably going to be the main bit for it.
That'll definitely get the job done.
Yeah.
As long as you can thin your hand down enough.
So that kind of thing is going to be decent, and then we've got, obviously if we can get a Cat, then Cat would be great, but
I feel like this deck would be much better if I had more of the focus bands.
yeah, Focus Band would help a lot, because then it's like 2 flips basically for the jump buff. Yeah, it was an awkward one because it was like, when I was looking through what I had to do there, it's like, well, on the one hand, I really don't want to, focus ban the Cleffer, but on the other hand, it's like, Earthquake just kills me if you get it on field, so I I kind of have to, right? I really wanted to focus ban the Hound Arrow instead, but because my start was so slow, it's like, well, turn 230 just nukes me immediately, so I kind of don't have a choice. This is cool though, like this is the other, like I had the Donphan set up as well, obviously, as you saw with Mischievous, when I played Pepper a little bit, it's like that was my sort of style for it. Rather than the whole use that damage counter to potentially become immune, it was I'll use that damage to, you know, put damage counters on your active instead, right? Earthquake my own bench. I mean, no, I played that against you. It's like Earthquake my own bench through the Aerodactyl, and then it's like, yeah, no, Donphan is good. Like, maybe not as good going forward, but then again, there's a new Donphan in the Ruby Sapphire set at Rare, which is going to be quite nice. So,
Just a means to an end for this deck.
yeah.
It's a reasonable 1 energy attack.
And I mean, hey, sometimes that weakness is just good to hit, right?
Everything here is reasonably 1 energy, which is nice.
Mm-hmm.
I just kind of wish I had Glimwood Tangle for these cotton punches.
Yeah, I saw the text coming up each time, and I was like, oh, somebody just flipped double tails, didn't they? It's okay, Leo flips like 5 tails in a row with Crobat's ability, so, you know.
That's pain.
He even retro energied and Nidoqueened to get like 2 flips in the same thing for it, and still both were tails. So I was like, damn, at least for Ward's such a cool play game, come on. You know. Wait, this isn't even mine. It's got Goldberry in it.
That's probably mine.
At least I'm pretty sure I don't have one with Goldberry in it.
Fairly sure this is Frog.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is Frog.
Right, because my deck is still on the thing here. That is one hell of a complicated setup on that board. So yeah, for those in just watching the playlist stuff on YouTube, we go over the idea of this one. Frog Song lets you do 40 extra damage with any of Politoad's attacks when you have at least 3 of the Poly line in play. You know, Poliwag, Poliwhirl, Poliwrath, and Politoad, and counts itself. So the idea is you use the Aerodactyl to copy the attacks of your pre-evolution Pokemon, you know, think Recall or the Memory Berry, but as a permanent thing, and that lets you use the single energy sleep bubble over here to essentially do 50 for 1 and auto sleep. at the same time. And it takes a lot of setup to get there, but we have Buried Fossil now, so it's a basic that we can use with it. If you fail search... yeah, I'm pretty sure. Let me reread the zone real quick, just so I can see. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, like, that's an awkward one. I'm not entirely sure, but I want to say... okay, hang on. DNA's just said. If you do not find basic energy, you do not return an evolution card. There you go. So I was correct in thinking, but yeah, it's hard to explain on the stuff with it there. Anyway, yeah. So back to the stuff with it here. Yeah, you need the Aerodactyl. You need 3 frogs in total, and you need to go recall the sleep bubble. Do 50, which is pretty cool. For just a single energy attachment, so you don't even need quite as many energy as a lot of decks either. So you can still go with the belly drum approach though, which is neat. So you can you have to put some damage counters on yourself, but you get 2 energy out of the deck to attach. So you might be able to get this big old double slap going, and then flip 2 tails and be very sad.
The preferred attack is actually the water gun.
Yeah, water gun is the best overall attack that you would want to be playing, but you've just got to get the energy on first, so, you know, you might end up needing to use the belly drum first, right, and then...
yeah.
So, that's cool. Because, yeah, water gun is just a flat 70 to begin with, you know. 80 for 4, or 90 if you put 5 on, which 90 for 5 is just shy of what Rhydon does on a coin flip, right? Giant Tail was 100, but for 2 fighting, 3 colorless, and if you flip tails it does 0, you know.
The only vulnerability is Aerodactyl is easily targeted.
Yeah. Aerodactyl is a bit of a gust magnet for sure, and it also works on the opponent, so some decks can take advantage of that, like Donphan's Flail, right? Could potentially use it. Sometimes Magma Ring with Makago would be a thing with the one that I play, right? Preventing retreat and whatnot.
Conversely, if it was facing this deck, I could use Sprout.
Yes.
Which is also just a really good attack to have.
Mm-hmm. So then we get to the main meme of memes that Pepper is trying here. We found an interaction with Light Dragonite where it's if it's active, it negates boost energy for the turn, and then boost energy like never goes away. So if the Dragonite leaves the active after the turn that boost energy was played, then it just becomes a triple colorless that prevents retreating, right? So yeah, his deck was obviously designed to abuse the hell out of that. Oracle and Mail from Bill as opposed to like Mary, because he doesn't have it, so it's like the 4 Bill, the 4 Mail from Bill to get stuff too. This is Bicycle in our Gen 5 draft. Draw until 4 in hand. And yeah, if you've got a bunch of just playables, then it's pretty useful that way. And the Executor is like for all energy that you have. It's not even energy cards, it's energy on the bench Pokemon. So you can stick a couple of boost energy.
We're seeing a pretty big fastball over here.
Oh.
There we go.
Ooh. Like 8 cards. Yeah, Leo's deck is pretty interesting. I like the idea of it.
I think this is the deck I bullied with the hot pips. It's really hard to exploit with Alakazam.
Yeah, Alakazam is unfortunately a very, very strong matchup against him here, so Psychic typing, you know. Because the Crobat is still Psychic weak, yeah. I know one of the Zubats is Lightning weak, so it's like, just gotta double check. But yeah, you're getting hit for weakness every time. It's just, what do you even do? It's got too much HP to one-shot as well. Where's my thing? I guess I can show you my my Doom stuff. I actually go over it properly. I know it's basically the same as what was in the Discord, but I can show it whilst we're waiting on that side.
Would be good for the YouTube.
Yeah, because unfortunately I didn't quite get the chance to show. I mean, I've already done my profile at the start of this, but it's worth showing anyway. The obvious idea is get this thing to do like 70-90 damage or whatever in the thing. It's not that hard. You usually have one Houndoom on the bench getting set up, and so if the opponent's got, as the example says there, 3 bench Pokemon, that's all it takes. You do 70 before the Dark Energy, so that's it stacks up very, very quickly against most decks that want to fill their bench with a ton of stuff. And
Those Dark Acceleration, this thing would be terrifying.
Oh yeah, absolutely would be. And then the rest of it, well, I initially was thinking Magby was going to be someone I'd use in here, but I didn't want to have that many stuff in here, like all the baby Pokemon really. Tyrogue was in here at one point, the Magbys were here. You can't really play Muck despite not having abilities because you don't want extra bench space to be taken up, right? So punish them in other ways. So yeah, Magby to shut them off, or if I had more of it, Pichu would have been the excellent one for it. Still got one of them in here obviously, but if I had more copies of it, this also does a ton and softens up the ability-centric decks, so that you can have to have fewer Pokemon in play for it, you know. Otherwise, it was largely looking at trying out the more disruptive side of things with it here, like Relic Hunter to search for the Mirage Stadium and your next supporter. I played 3 Shaman, 1 Copycat because you can search for the Copycat if you need it, right? I figured 3 Shaman was fine. They don't tend to play too well with each other, but since you can search for Copycat with Relic Hunter, kind of makes sense, you know. And then Oracle and like 6 draws for it in this one, because I have Mary, which is pretty good. And the other way to like boost this up is to scoop up. Not entirely sure if 4 scoop up is necessary in here, maybe 3, and then like the 4th double gust or something would be better, but you can scoop up your excess like baby Pokemon and stuff, and yeah, effectively surprise knockout, you know, by increasing your damage output more than the opponent's expecting. They'd be like, oh, you've got 3 bench Pokemon in there, then, you know, like I had in that game there. It's like, oh, you're totally safe, right? Because you've got 3 things on the bench, but then suddenly 2 scoop ups come down. It's like, oh god, I'm getting hit for 40 more damage than I expected this turn. And of course, with stuff like Shaman, right, it's you're trying to stun the opponent long enough that you can get the free energy on this thing and just go from there. The other Houndoom is more of the backup sort of plan, but this thing is also still really good. If you keep using Dark Flame and get those normal darks back, you're gonna build up to like 60 baseline damage with Black Fang, so it essentially is another like very similar damage output. without relying on having no bench, you know? And no weakness sometimes helps. Looking at you, Donphan.
Again, sorry, I played something that surprisingly matched up well against this.
Yeah, it's fine. Like, I mean, I could have played the Neo Houndours that didn't have weakness. I didn't want to play the fire ones for the same reason we've had before, where, you know, attaching dark to them is really bad at the moment. So that would change next set when Darkness Energy loses the downside, right? I could play them more easily, but this one's attack is also just good. Like I played this. Oh.
Okay, so that's how that works. I thought it would still apply the poison effect, just not the damage boost.
No, if you read the Ruby Sapphire one, it's, I mean, I looked at this in rulebook, but if you read the Ruby Sapphire energy, it's like it just doesn't do, it doesn't apply the bonus unless it's on a dark Pokemon. So it no longer has the bleed. Neither does Metal Energy reduce damage unless it's on a Metal Pokemon. So that also makes Metal Energy a little bit less oppressive as well.
Well, that's good to know.
Yeah, because Metal
I wasn't
Energy
sure if it still would bleed you every turn or not, so needed to get that figured out.
Yep. No, Metal Energy is kind of absurd at the moment, but it gets toned down significantly because of that, but that's fine. Some other
Until recently, we just haven't had enough of it going around to be that bad.
Yeah. Some other sort of oddities, I guess I'm only playing 2 Fan Club instead of the 3 that I could, because you really don't want to get that many Pokemon in play, you just need it sometimes, right? And I can search for it, so yeah, it's a little slow, but I can actually get it out when I need to, so that seems okay. I don't want to clog up with too many dead cards, right? So I figured it was okay in this one. And yeah, just not a lot of Pokemon in general, so there's no need for Trader or anything like that here. I initially had fastballs in here, but ended up cutting them for space because I played the Oracle Bill Mary instead. I think the 2 fastballs went out for the 2 Mary. Similarly, I had a Elm in here, like a training method, which maybe that could still be here, like I could take out 1 Scoop Up and put training method in. So I could Relic Hunter for the training method, right? Get the Houndoom out, because it's got a 2 energy attack as well, so...
I found I just dropped the training methods just to... Oracle build seemed better.
Yeah, like Oracle build is usually better. The only reason I'd play the training method is just because I would have access to it via Relic Hunter, right? But it's not that necessary. Relic Hunter is also slightly awkward because it's anti-synergy with a regular Cleffer that you want to play, so, you know, because you don't want to eek after you've searched for the stuff, right? So it's a weird card. But it does search Mirage Stadium, and nobody was playing Stadium cards. Like, I could pretty much guarantee, like, most matchups were going to be 0 stadiums. I know Mystery Zone ended up getting played by Leo, but makes sense in his deck. But normally, we're not going to be seeing any, so that's also why I initially had more copies of the stadium, but cut it down because it was like, well, I can search for it when I need it, and honestly, it's not going to get bumped very often, so why would I play more of it, right?
Add healing fields and frogs, because, well, frogs are really tanky.
True.
Weakness matchup. Not fun for either side.
Same.
I also kind of weakness matched up Cal. I brought Hoppip versus Houndoom, and I run Donphan in that deck.
Yeah, and
I had Alakazam versus Crobat.
I saw.
Synchro Blast for 160.
Yeah. That's
Shame you
unfortunate.
can't do that to Hoppip.
That was a really cool deck though, Leo, I'm not gonna lie. Not something I could have played because I didn't get the Crobats, but I got the Nidoqueen, so there was that, but that was a really cool idea.
Yeah, good idea. Better execution.
Just bad matchup.
That was a bad matchup too.
I will say, Dapper, if you are willing to have a shot against this thing or something, I would not mind trying to get a proper show of the of what this deck can do, because yeah, going against Donphan is not a great matchup for this thing. So you know,
Yeah, let me try and find something fairly even.
when your Houndour gets one shot by a 1 energy attack, it is a pretty bad time for you.
I could bring out the Light Dragonite here, but that has another problem. That just says no, you can't have darkness energy.
I do have one thing that I can do against it, but it's not ideal.
I'm not dealing the 36 to everyone because I know that would be bad. I'll just throw them in the bag.
You getting yourself set up for after we're done.
Yeah.
I do not actually have the promo list stuff up at the moment, I will admit.
That's not a problem, we'll grab that later.
Yeah.
Try it.
Well,
Try it.
GG's again, Leo. We'll probably post in the Discord at some point about the next set. It will be next week, but there's a pretty big rotation on this one. Like all of the promos and everything before the E series is leaving. So
knockout. All the
Yeah.
basic Neo stuff.
And
I believe there's a few notable exceptions, namely like Hitmonchan.
no, everything's gone.
Oh, that's gone too?
Yeah.
Everything's
Everything's gone. They got rid of all the best of game stuff as well.
Okay, just making sure, because we got that fairly recently.
Yeah, we did, which is why I brought the Elm, the Rockets Mewtwo and stuff forward just in case, because they otherwise would have been like released and not playable immediately. So, but yeah, the other thing, I guess there are some rule changes going into Gen 3 as well. I will post those in the Discord as well. I think I did earlier actually with because I actually have. Sorry, go on.
I was gonna ask, is it the turn 1 restrictions coming back?
A little
finally?
bit of turn 1 restrictions. It's more modernization, right? It's stuff like you can only retreat once now. Confusion is 3 damage versus 20, and it doesn't stop you retreating. Stadium cards, I believe you can only play like 1 a turn at this point as well. Like you used to be able to run over the same stadium, like play multiple copies of it, etc. Can't do that in the modern game, and that started in Gen 3, I think. Like I was saying, I'll repost when I do the trade thread after this. I will repost the stuff for it at the top of that. But yeah, there's some modernizations that come in because we're finally out of the Wizards era at this point. We're into when Nintendo took over the game, and yeah, lots changed at that.
Good deal. I also added, I think everyone who is in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro or Yu-Gi-Oh! Channel on Master Duel.
Heck yeah! Alright.
Yeah, should have all the requests from me.
We might get to that at some point.
Yeah, I mean any time other than Saturday, like any day on, like I said, on my time it'd be like 5-6 p.m. But your time that'd be like midnight almost.
Yeah.
Free. But at least on Sundays, I'm free all day Sunday.
Okay. Well, if I do end up doing stuff with it, we might do some. I don't know. Alright. Well, yeah, GG's again to that. Again, very, very cool deck to show up with that too. Glad we got to at least see the Crobat. And yeah, who knows what next week's gonna bring that way.
Who knows? Appreciate the help building the deck. Yeah. Alright, see y'all next week.
Later. I will go for Tails. Alright. Well, at least I might get to play. There's an Onyx over there, okay. Well, this ought to be interesting. Alakazam as damage swap is one thing I did not get to build at all within this stuff, so we will see. Okay, so this is only for Omanyte Kabuto. So Aerodactyl does not get picked up with that. But then again, I don't know. Well, no, because you want to copy the Rage, right? So that would explain it. Yeah, I'm figuring this out as we go, as you can imagine. Let's see. So I think I'm going to need to put a Rainbow on to start off here. I am going to put Focus Band, so there is that at least. And I think I know what it is, right? Isn't it that I'm like accidentally grabbing the orbit here instead of the card?
Yeah, basically there's a bug with TTS where where any XML button will have priority over literally everything, even if it's underneath.
Okay, yeah. I
Really
figured that's
stupid.
what was happening.
I can't fix it.
Yeah, I saw you couldn't fix it. Yeah, because these are the only ones that you can like quote unquote move without, you know, because the rest of it's locked in, right? But these ones you can, you know, like visually move out. I don't know if it moves on other people's screens, but
It doesn't.
it doesn't. No, but like when I actually click on the thing, it's like I can drag it and then it snaps back immediately. Anyway,
Yeah.
getting on with my turn here.
That was me trying to be fancy.
No, it's okay. Alright, that is going to have to do it for now then. Because I've attached, I can't attack because I'm a 2 energy attack here, and I can't play trainers, so...
Bill.
Yep. It might have been my mistake to have played the Feint Attack Houndour instead of the 40 HP like no weakness ones, but honestly I was like, well, Corner's kind of okay, right? But I was thinking on it going, I kind of don't like the 40 HP ones that way, and it's just, yep, there aren't many fighting cards that I'd be worried about going against, right? So not having a weakness during the Houndour stage is kind of whatever.
Kabuto.
Yep. Oh god. Okay. Well, at least he's not the fighting type. The other one, on the other hand.
Baby.
Yep.
Copycat.
Yeah, I have 6, so... Still looks so out of place using that one, but whatever. It's a good artwork. I ain't gonna say anything against it. It's just like it's
Oh, this
copycat into
this
3.
hand.
Copycat into 3 more copycats. Okay, Elm is just about as good that way.
Triple L. I do have to think about it.
That's okay, I didn't tell you earlier on, I told Sai, but my first Entei earlier, off of an Oracle, discarded 2 Makago. And I was like, god damn
I'm
it.
just gonna pass on that.
Okay. So we will draw... That's interesting. But is it good? You know, it might be. I'm gonna evolve this one into that Houndoom. Yeah, I have 1 copy of this, so we're playing it in here as well. But I kind of might actually like the other attack on here first, so it's just... what do we do with this? I have a couple of lines, and I'm not a massive fan of like any of them here really, but I think this is the way we're gonna do it. We're gonna attach and we're gonna shaman. I would have done this even if you didn't show me the thing, by you know the look of it. So we'll get a 4.
Yeah, I couldn't resist. It was that funny.
Oh yeah, no, it's very funny. Okay, sure. I guess I can Elm off of that then. not super happy about playing a ton of those already, but whatever, right? I'm pretty okay benching Cleffa here as well, I think, just in case. Could need a pivot real soon. And we are going to feint attack the... Where do we want to put this? I don't really think feint attacking Cleffa makes a lot of sense here. Put it on the bench fossil.
Okay.
That goes to discard, and it's your turn. Yeah, I don't want to give that fuel right now. Arrow, yep.
Goldberry.
That's fair.
Copycat.
Yep. Fair days. It's not bad. Yeah, it was a weird spot. I maybe didn't need to Elm there, but at the same time I was like, I kind of want to try and get something for next turn. Yep. I guess my thinking was, well, if I actually draw like a Houndoom or something, that could actually be really good here, but...
Vader. In Kabutops.
Yep. Yeah, Lava Reef indeed, you know.
Steelix. That's Metal Steelix.
Yeah, this is going to be pretty rough. Possible, but rough.
Elm.
Yep. Yeah, it was probably a mistake for me to have Elmed instead, but oh well.
Pass.
Okay. We will draw. That's interesting. Yeah, that is interesting. Okay. Which way round do we do this then? Yeah, this seems kind of it's reasonable, but I don't think it's great. Alright, fine, we'll do it this way. Relic Hunter. We will grab the Oracle and Stadium. Yeah, I think I'm alright with that. Probably should search the deck a bit better, but it's fine. This is to go back to hand. That can get played out. We'll attach a fire here. And we'll feint attack the Steelix.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's 20 regardless because of the feint attack stuff on it. It's not a Murkrow lock, but
Vader. Buried Fossil.
Yep. it is. Huh?
Revive friend.
Yep, so this is a if heads. Okay, if heads it searches the deck for Kabuto or friends. Yeah, it's Kabuto exactly, okay.
Right. You gonna steal it?
Yep.
Copycat.
This
6?
is, yeah, 6.
Pass.
Okay, let's draw. Alright, well, we know we have the Oracle. I may as well just play the bill as well now, so we can just search instead. Is that correct? Probably. Yeah, that's probably right. Yeah. Alright, let's draw these up just because I actually forget which one I put where. Yeah. Right. Houndoom. Okay, let me do some math real quick. So this thing's this is 90. Yeah, alright, this is going to look a little self-destructive, and it kind of is, but, oh, it's backbreaking if I do it, but at the same time, is it worth it? It just might be. Sucks getting rid of what I have on the there, though. Do I need to do that, actually? What are we on? Right now, this is doing 70. There's that annoying thing called Metal Energy on, which is a bit of a pain right now. Could have maybe played around that, but it's fine. You can't kill me in one hit. That's the thing with this situation. So I think I'm just going to attach and feint attack the what do we want? The Cleffer, I think. Because I'll use your Aerodactyl to copy a feint attack. Alright, go for it.
Really?
I'm not sure if that's actually correct, but like, it seems reasonable.
Whenever an evolved Pokemon attacks, even if it's your opponent.
I'm saying I'm not sure if my feint attack is correct, but it's like, this feels okay from here. Like, I have a really funny line I could do, but it's a bit self-destructive, and I don't think I quite want to go down that route yet.
Nope. Attach the Kabuto.
Okay.
Attempt to retreat.
Yep. Okay, so your retreat goes through, this still discards.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I was gonna feign attack the Steelix, but I was thinking you probably got Goldberry, so that seems like a bad idea.
Tail brush.
Alright, so 50?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. Up to 60 we go. Alright, let's draw. You know the iron. Oh, I guess you could. Kabutops would be a bit of an annoyance, wouldn't it? Okay, again, where are we at with this? Right now, this is doing 70, would be 60. Okay, so what do I need to do with that then? So I need 90. I mean 100, but you know, there are cards that can deal with that. So to do that, I need to have 3 fewer than you. I can manage that. We are going to Oracle, and I do have the bill again here, so we're just gonna skip that step real quick. You've got decent there. Yeah, it's probably okay to get. So we'll do that. Again, draw them just so I don't accidentally reveal something I might not want to. No, there's no point in doing that yet because I've still got other stuff to do. Right. Yeah, a little bit annoying that I'm gonna have to over attach here, but I do have the dark to nullify the metal, and I'm going to scoop up the Cleffer. So if I have the math right here, I have 3 fewer Pokemon in play than you do. The metal's been negated, so Lonely Fang will do 30 plus 60, so it will get the knockout here. So that is what we shall do. Alright. It's a very awkward thing to play around this. It's like, oh god, what do I do? You know? You want to bench stuff because that's how your game plan goes, but then you can't bench stuff because if you do, I do more damage.
If only we had target whistle.
Oh my god.
Attach to Cleffer.
Mm-hmm.
Ball.
Yep.
Perfume would also be pretty nasty.
Yeah.
Flareon.
Mm-hmm. You're gonna go for the eek. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, we will draw. So at this point, yeah, getting a one-shot is not happening on anything, but that is fine. Don't think it has to at this stage. Okay. So I'm kind of thinking, do I want to rebench that Cleffer at this point? Because it's possible? Seems unlikely, though. Yeah, it seems unlikely. We're going to copycat. So, like, both times I've used Oracle, one of the cards I got was a supporter, so I wanted to make sure I didn't actually accidentally show the supporter as I was getting it. Because that would have been very silly. Okay, it's drag another counter out because I'm going to Rainbow Energy this thing. I noticed the counters don't, like, rotate around, unfortunately, but that's fine. And I will attempt to attack. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I was looking in the rulebook stuff again. It's like, actually, you don't declare the attack before you flip for it. With the baby roll comes before, like, everything. So,
Attach to Kabuto.
Yep, that's pretty good.
Bumpy Stadium.
Yep, that'll do it. Actually, no, it won't. You can't play that.
Oh, I'm done.
Yeah, I just realized.
There's a reason I leave it out.
That's fair. That's fair.
We'll attempt to retreat.
I guess it doesn't matter. Alright.
Slash for KO.
Nope. Alright. Yeah, Focus Band is so impressive. I'm not going to be upset to see this card go. Alright, so what am I already hitting here? I have one, so I'm hitting like 80. Yeah. So, maybe could have. No, I couldn't have. I was trying to feign attack last turn. Although I would have probably feign attacked the Steelix, so wouldn't have worked. Okay. How do we do this then? Let's just Shaman. Sells that. Okay, I've played 2 thingies already. I'm gonna marry here. So we'll draw 2. Alright, seems pretty good. Yeah. Alright, how much is this hitting? 70, 80? Right? Yeah, because I've got 2 less than you.
Yep.
Alright, let's just put the Dark on and just go all in on this then. We'll hit for 90 and get the knockout here. Yep. Truly the loneliest of Houndooms over here.
Metal Steelix.
Yep.
Salt. Eking noises.
Yep. That's the one thing I haven't been able to stop you doing, but yep. Oh, that's too many cards.
Yeah.
What was that, 28? Oh, 26, okay.
I hit 67.
Alright, let's draw. Okay. What do we do? It is not going to come with a bill this time, but I am going to Oracle. Because it seems like that would make the most sense here. Do that. That way around. And then we are just going to try to attack. Okay, what do I even want to do then? Does Feign Attack make sense here? Kind of. If I Feign Attack Steelix, what's gonna happen? This guy's to flip, but no, it just does 10, okay. Oh, to each of the opponent's bench, because it does 10 to the active already. Right, okay. Just trying to think, I'm trying to work out the math later on if that's actually going to matter, or if I just cut you off at Eek because you're getting too many cards. I think I should probably just cut you off of Eek, so we're going to take the knockout here. Yeah, I'm looking at it going, this could get out of hand, but it does take a lot of energy before it can do its second attack at least. Trade of 4, yep.
Pluto.
Mhm.
Metal.
Yep. I mean, that is the game plan here.
Earth Drift for knockout.
Yep, and that does 10 here. Can't use that
Can't
next
use it.
turn. Okay. There's handy dandy blue button over here. Okay, so not the greatest situation, but I mean, I can just kind of do that for it because obviously Bill's going to be the next setup here. Oh, that's not bad actually. I was going to do a different thing with it this turn, but Fan Club seems pretty good right now. So we get that. That's going to do actually. Don't think I really need more than that. Okay, so if I want to do any damage here, then I kind of need to actually attach again, which is a little annoying, but probably just gonna get beat up by this thing, and it's gonna be very sad. I also think I misordered this a little bit, but oh well. Whatever. No, I'm going to attach the dart to the bench and I'm going to use my attack to just effectively cycle to get a dark out the discard.
Ah, okay.
I can't actually damage you with it because you've got 2 medals, but I can still use the effect to discard the fire and get the dark out.
Bolt Utop.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, that is also a thing that it could do, right? Or is it... This attack can't be used, so yeah, you can still use... I forgot about Aerodactyl. Yeah. That's fine.
Reach.
Okay, so increase the
Can't
damage.
actually pay for rage. I can't actually...
Right, because you don't have 2 fighting energy, that's true. Okay. Yeah, that's a thing. Alright, we're gonna Relic Hunter. I guess at this point it's just gonna be the Shaman, because it's up 2, so... Just have to take that. Yeah, it's a little bit of a slow turn of it here, but that's fine. It's not great, to be honest, but whatever. We're gonna bench this. I do have Houndoom, but I don't really have a follow-up on it. So I guess I'm just gonna have to hit for 10 with Dark Flame here and swap this out for another dark. At least it puts some pressure on, but yeah, that's not really what I want to be doing here. Yep.
3 counters, rate 40 plus more for
Yeah.
reach.
Yep.
Ring. But so be done. Take the 3 KO.
Yep.
Yep.
That's gonna be that then. Get rid of him. Well, kinda gotta go up with that, I suppose. God, this is not getting any easier, huh? Alright, we're gonna have to Shaman.
The world's most predictable desert shaman.
Yeah, I mean, not much else I'm gonna do with it there. Okay, fire, fire energy on here, and that is gonna have to do it for now. Go ahead. Yeah, I don't think I can out-damage this thing, which, I mean, I was always expecting was going to be the problem, but...
Doing that. Reversal.
Okay.
It's bad.
There's a good reason why I don't use it.
No, it's next 2 factor on double gust, so
That's fair.
attach another metal to it.
That's gonna be game over. At this point, by the looks of it.
Attempt to attack.
Yeah, that's game over.
Rage on it.
Yeah, GG. Not much I can do. My other dart was prized, so there was nothing I could do. Yeah, I mean, I expected that to happen. Metal Energy dot deck. Metal Energy is fucking broken as hell, so there's nothing I can really do against it. Still, caused a lot of issues there, though.
Yeah, like the Kabuto side of the deck just didn't really function with the against Lonely Fang.
You can clearly see why I was like, yeah, this card is probably decent. Like, it forces you to play in very uncomfortable ways, right? And I kind of feel like if that was a Lonely Fang one instead of a Black Fang there, I probably would have been, like, infinitely better off there. So that self-destructive play I was saying before, I actually had 2 scoop-ups in my hand, so I was considering scooping up that Houndoom and one-shotting the Steelix, because I had a Gust as well. So it was like, if I just blitz the that Steelix that you had the metal fighting on before it got to attack, I could have maybe done something with it, but I don't know. It was in a weird spot, I think. I didn't want to leave myself that exposed, but probably was correct actually, because I could have knocked you out the previous turn. And
I do have a Zamlix type deck actually.
yeah, I did. I saw. I didn't see the Zam. I saw the Dragonite one earlier, which is very fun. But yeah, the damage swap side of things. This one would be a weird...
one of the series into Muck-Answer more than anything.
This one would be a weird
All-rounded
match.
pinch.
Yeah. Yeah, not entirely sure how this sort of one would go, because you really want to have more stuff in place so you can damage swap away, but then that fuels the one-hit KO potential, so I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a very, very strange matchup, I think. This deck is really cool, idea-wise, though. I don't hate the Dark Flame like Black Fang Houndoom. I had to keep attaching the darks to the active to get the knockouts, right? So it was just a little bit off.
Big. You had to keep getting those damage numbers up.
But I mean, it got one-shots. That was kind of absurd.
This is not an easy deck to get one-shots on.
No, it is not.
If you let Steelix get damaged, Rage becomes really dangerous.
And keep in mind, those were one-shots without actually hitting for weakness too, which was the scary bit. It's like, good lord, this is not that weak at all.
Anything that can reasonably hit for 70 on free energy is worth a look.
And of course, Darkness Energy can keep it going further. I mean, imagine if more of those were darks, right? Like if I had the darks instead of fucking Rainbow Double Fire or whatever it was to begin with, would have been, yeah, it could have been a lot better, but it's fine. Probably my one mistake in this I could think of that way, other than maybe not going for that double scoop up. One of the Oracles, I played it a little bit safe and I went for like Oracle plus the Houndoom instead, so I had 2 bills in hand. I should have maybe just gone for, you know, the Houndoom plus the Dark, and I could have had the 3rd Dark instead of like 2 fires on this thing or something. Maybe would have been better that way, but you know, this is not an easy deck to play, never mind play against as well. And yeah, it was pretty cool. Maybe a Dark Houndoom instead of this one could have been good, but then it's conflicting because you want to discard the Darks for that Dark Houndoom, but you need them on this one, and it's like, I don't know. Considering I built this in like a day, this is pretty respectable. Our Stadium...
Deck I subjected Sai to.
What did I start? What did I start with this thing?
I've found room for this Moo as well, to make you even more awkward. This thing is, I don't think it's ever really got a chance to stretch because no one's gotten a critical mass of it, but that power is evil.
I think I played one of those in the Dark Gengar deck, right? Something along those lines. Yeah, so it's like, it's pretty cool. But yeah, Paint Lock is the other very interesting bit that we never really got to see, but that's just because we don't have like everything ever, I guess. Very cool idea.
There's also priority because it is a cheese ball deck.
Yeah, it's a little bit. Yeah, no, very cool idea of it though. I'm pretty satisfied with the stuff in the end though. Like the Entei deck obviously did exactly what I wanted it to, and it's just amazing, to be honest. I think at least the way that I built it, I didn't really care. Maybe it's because I don't have the fourth one, but I didn't really care for the way that Jason's list was. But then Jason's list also was like 18 fire, 2 metal, which is like, well, you know, I can kind of understand because the metal technically gets you away from Mantine KO, but like, really? You know, seems a bit out there.
Sounds like a meta call, yeah, to counter Mantine.
But then I think this one, maybe it's because I don't have 4 Entei, but I think this list has just been more consistent overall. And I really liked the way this ended up. I did still play the 1 Fire Stream because this fixes math against things with an odd amount of HP, right? You get 1 Fire Stream off and then your Lava Flows can just take out whatever, right? It's so much nicer.
I do with that, or Strength Charm, and Strength Charm is probably too cute.
Yeah, you need the Focus Band because of Mantine. Considering the quote-unquote best deck in the format played Mantine to counter the fire weakness, right? You kind of need that around, so... But I think that this was amazing.
The other thing I wanted to do with Oracle was, I know you're running Marys, I started running Mail from Bill in Furret decks.
Yeah, same sort of idea. You can draw the cards out with it. I've always said Mail from Bill is a good card, it's just hard to play in this era, and I mean, I kind of stand by that. It's not just because your hand size doesn't get low, because yeah, obviously Furret.
That's why I only run it with Furret. Honestly, I don't think this deck has enough ways of finding Furret. It's hard to realize how important Furret is to this engine until you don't have Furret.
Yeah.
And your hand's just a brick.
But it's also because it's hard to want this kind of thing. This tends to work in very fast decks, right? That are like 1-2 energy attachments or something. Most decks in the format can't really do that. So like Mail from Bill, as good as it is, this maybe isn't the right era for it, because it's just like...
If we were playing by Wizards rules, it's probably amazing in Light Dragonite, because that deck runs for it and could get going with 1 boost energy under Wizards rulings, because Wizards rulings are stupid. If you combine the DCE ruling with their boost energy rulings, you get a boost energy on Light Dragonite, which still gives 3 energy.
Huh.
Because they ruled it, so DCE still gave 2 energy when attached to Light Dragonite.
How?
Even when it's active.
That's stupid. How the hell would that, like?
Yeah, it is. I asked DNA. It's like, yeah, that's a mistranslation.
It's not even a mistranslation. That's a
one colorless, no shenanigans.
It's not even a mistranslation. That's a lack of common sense. Like that is absolutely not how the ability even reads. You know?
But yeah.
Like, we read this thing, and yeah, it provides one colorless energy instead of its usual type, and its other effects stop working.
They
Like,
probably read coal as the type symbol instead of a one, like a energy symbol. That makes sense, which is
yeah,
dumb.
that's just a blatantly incorrect way of looking at the card. So yeah, it goes up there with their Mock and Magby versus coming into play abilities, right? God, can you imagine Entei versus like Muck going, haha, I could just work underneath you because I apparently I'm chain linked too.
I don't
alright."
mind actually because it nerfs Muck.
True, but like still,
Yeah, that is really dumb.
it's like, haha, my ability is chain link too. Get wrecked.
I'm continuous. I don't even use the chain.
Solemn judgment, solemn judgment, solemn
You
judgment.
I remember. Yeah. And then yeah, this is the other sort of Nido-based idea. It's kind of cool. Like I wanted to sort of play with this card, but I didn't quite have enough of the tools, I don't think. And like it's really cool though. I think this with like Dragonite potentially could have been quite nice. You know, the Tailwind aspects, because I don't think you're getting triple Dodrio, triple Nidoking out, right? So
Yeah. I think the key with this card is to try and work Crystal Energy in to make it cop, because it has so much trouble getting accelerated.
I could see that.
Earth Rage is a nice bonus, but I don't think trying to milk it's worth it with great cost.
Potentially not. I do think having one of those like active during setup stuff is not bad though. Just I guess Cleffer is usually what you'd want instead, but I don't know, like Earth Rage really does help a lot, so
Like it messes up, like it does threaten the bench a lot. It gets going.
Yep.
Two heads, it's like 20 spread, that is serious damage. That is...
Yeah. Maybe keep this sort of thing in mind with the Donphan in the next set, right? With Rend actually being a usable attack at that point. Because Rend is on 2 energy for the Donphan. I think it's like 20 plus 20 or something, but still, like, 40 damage if they have any damage counters on them is not bad when you can spread damage like that, you know? Because yes, we do lose the Nidoqueen, so we can't play this aspect of it.
That's why I wanted to get this out. Give it its last chance.
Yeah. I mean, it was the same with me in a couple of the decks as well. I have a bunch of things I could potentially bring out to show, but yeah.
If I get a hot start with this deck with 2 plus Nidoking, Boyfriend is absurd for 2 energy. 60 for 2 energy?
Yep. Yeah, surprising like absolutely nobody for the like 15th week in a row. I was looking at Venusaur as an option for playing as well, but in the end, it's cool. But in the end, I was like, no, I need to play Entei at least once this round because it's...
Yeah, like Venusaur's a known thing at this point. Venusaur, I know it works. It does a good job.
Yeah. I ended up playing the Growlithe from Aquapolis because it was the only thing that could attack for like 1 energy, and Roar is sometimes good as well, right? Like just forcing the opponent to switch to something, even if it's their choice, just like it's reasonable. The Arcanine obviously is an anti-metal thing because takedown is just going to kill them regardless. You can transfer Rainbow Energy around, as we know, you know, as you say, known quantity. The deck doesn't technically disappear, it disappears in this format, but Sceptile in the next set copies the energy trance. Not as good as this, but you know, it's still...
you have to split your info line.
Also, because Sceptile's attack is terrible in comparison, it's 2 coins for 50 per, only for 3 energy, mind you, but still.
Consider that a fair
That
trade.
sounds at least better than Lizard Poison.
I don't know, Lizard Poison's not terrible.
No, it's just very expensive.
It gets expensive if you want to do the best stuff with it, yeah. Yeah, no, this was the other thing I was kind of considering. I've been, like, testing Desert Shaman. Desert Shaman doesn't play very well with Copycat for the most part. You can see in the Houndoom deck I only played the 1 Copycat, and the only reason I did is because I could search it with Relic Hunter, right? So, it was a case of I don't particularly want to like being, because if you keep shamaning, the opponent generally isn't going to have more than like 4 cards, maybe 5 at most in their hand, and Copycat's really bad if it's just, you know, at absolute best Oak's research. So, you know,
This is my attempt at trying to do something different with the fossil frog strategy. Going for a slightly heavier build, trying to get the 70.
Oh yeah, okay, going with it that way around instead. Yeah, I could see that.
Relying less on breeder. As a build test, I started thinking I do think that the sleep ball probably is the better way, just because it's so lightweight.
Yeah.
But I wanted to at least try and mess with it a bit.
Yeah. No, it's cool. I like the
I
idea.
did eventually put in the Pogo Centers just to support that, because it's just such a good.
Right. Okay, so one thing I know we are definitely not doing is E-Series only, because as much as it would be nice to explore the other metagame like we did with Pot 15, I don't think that's going to work very well for the draft format, just because we don't have enough of the cards we want to play, right? Especially with how bad Skyridge was, let's be honest.
Yeah, E-card only is in. I see the point of it, but
the idea is cool, but I don't think we really need to explore it. And honestly, it's been a long time coming. I think we need to just get into the next era, right? This is the end of Wizards. Their influence and stuff here. It's been a cool ride, but I think it's time that we get moving on with stuff that way.
I did break my habit of making too many decks.
You're just desperate for Gardevoir.
I mean, you're not wrong, but
I'm joking.
no. It's not my fault Gardevoir generally gets good cards in the TCG. I mean, it's acceleration from deck. What do you want me to say?
It is a good card. I'm not saying it's a bad
It's
card.
a damn good card. This has been fun though. I think it's
Oh, neat. There's 3 Makuhita.
yeah. There's a ton of different Pokemon that have like multiple versions of the stuff with it here, but it's a bit of a shame that the Pokemon side of things ended up being so like blank at the end of this, to be honest. Oh, I guess we're gonna have to ask, how are we going to do the stuff with it here? Are we gonna use the replace energy thing, or what? Are we just gonna make people sad for pulling?
It's
like...
just commons in this case, so
yeah,
replace energies.
Yeah, I think if it's just common, so we're replacing, that's probably reasonable. Am I going to have to remake... Sorry. Will I have to remake the bags then?
No.
No, it's a box setting.
Yeah.
If you right-click the box, you'll see a number of settings on there for stuff like that, and they apply to all packs.
You just have to make sure wherever you do this, you have to make sure that that's on before you like rip the packs open, right? Because it's not a setting that's saved to like your pack specifically. It's a thing globally.
Because setting every single pack. So.
Right.
Energies for commons, whatever.
Yeah.
The energy appears in the premium slot, but I coded it to always replace it with the most common fit, or like the lowest rarity. So there's no issues with having a stupid amount of foils.
Yep. Right, well, for those on the YouTube side of things, thank you very much for watching here. It was an interesting run for sure. I really do think that Entity deck was probably the best deck that like any of us had, if it didn't just brick on like 6 energy thing. I had a really funny moment actually, because I went through like a bunch of stuff on the second turn. My last card was Elm that I played, and it was like scoop up 6 fire that I ended up getting off of the Elm, but then I got Shaman out of that and into a good hand. So it doesn't always like hurt the opponent to do that, but yeah. If you don't brick, this deck is like absolutely disgusting. So hard to break. But there were a lot of cool decks in here. Like, I'm pretty sure Matt would have probably just played Scizor again, knowing him. So we didn't really miss out on that. And yeah, there's so many fun ideas that you could play with this stuff here. I do think the Lonely Fang is good. It might even be playable like next couple of sets as well, potentially. Just has to change the engine a lot, right? Because no scoop up and stuff. But there's still, I think there's ways of playing it at that point. And well, we had a good run with stuff like Dodrio. We had a good run with, wow, I don't think we played Alakazam that much, but it was a good run with it anyway.
Pepper, that's very loud.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, we had the frogs, was a fun thing. We've still got a fair few of the engines. The rotation is Expedition on, so we still have Fur, we still have Clefable. There's potential synergies we can have with that. We have all of our supporters. We just don't have the build to use with stuff like Oracle. So, you know, got to work on that a little bit. But I think it's a lot to look forward to in the next stuff. So, yeah, hopefully I'll probably do my draft in a little bit as well, and we will see what we get.